Hey guys, welcome to 180 Drums. We are here with Redmond. This guy is he's just taking it to another level today, folks. Taking it to another level. This guy. And what are you teaching us right now, man?
I thought I would talk about my Backstage warm-up, which is all based on rudimental drumming.
Ooh.
And a combination of strokes and taps. Because basically in drumming, to me, it comes down to two strokes. The full stroke, which is, full stroke, and then a tap, which is much closer to the head, what we would call an unaccented note or a ghost note.
Right.
So the combination of those two make drumming. So if I do a drum solo, it's just a combination of the little notes and the big notes. You take the little notes out and you just got... That's not sexy, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we really have to learn how to control those two and make a big difference. I think a true professional player can really have a lot of control between the little notes and the big notes.
Yes,
okay. So what
absolutely.
I do is I just start doing everything that I do has a practical application. So like when you play a rock beat, you're playing on the hi-hat. So you're playing stroke tap, stroke tap, stroke tap, stroke
Right.
tap. So that's the first thing I do backstage. I basically do one measure of stroke taps, and then I go tap stroke. So it goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3
Nice.
and 4 and left 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm just focusing on staying relaxed. Yeah, and for my grip, I've got this first joint right here. I keep a little space right there. The stick is right in line with my body, and I just try to stay super, super relaxed and use what they call the molar stroke, which
Yes.
is like a whipping motion. So instead of going from 0 to 60, boom, out of nowhere, there's an up preparation.
Yes.
So up, up, and what you do for one side of your body, you do for the other side of the body. So up, up, and that keeps things loose. It also helps you focus on the quality of sound, getting
Yes.
a good sound on your instrument. So that's what I do backstage: stroke tap, stroke tap. Then I get into paradiddles. So
You know what, before you even go there, because you're killing it, this is great, let's talk a little bit about the way you hold your stick, because
Yeah.
you just demonstrated it there.
oh yeah, should I go into this camera right here?
Yeah, sure.
Basically, what I do is you have this first joint right here, and then you have the thumb. So I hold the stick right there. So if I wanted to, I could essentially put a pin between the thumb and the first finger. Then
Yes.
I gently wrap the rest of my sticks around the stick. You don't want to ever constrict the stick. Basically, these three fingers are used to guide, control, and propel the stick. So
Yes.
that kind of a motion right there. Then if you look at your hand, you have, I call it a mountain, and a river. And the river runs right through those two fleshy lobes. That's right where, for me, the stick sits in my
Perfect.
hand.
Demonstrate that on the overhead. Show that there on the TV.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can see.
Right here?
Yeah.
So you see, like this?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is like reverso world over
Whoa,
here.
dude, this is blowing my mind. Yeah. So here's first joint of the first finger, and then here's the thumb. I could put a pin through those if I wanted to. Then we have our fleshy lobes right there, and then the stick goes right in there, in that spot. So the stick is right in line with the body. You see this a lot. The stick is extending beyond the palm of the hand, and it's working against your natural body mechanics. So what I do is I just make sure that the stick is part of my body, and
Perfect.
I actually kind of grip pretty far down. You'll find a comfortable spot on the stick that you want.
I noticed
balance.
that. I noticed you're holding pretty far back.
I don't know what it is, but maybe it helps with my power. Maybe that's
Yes.
how I don't hurt myself, because I'm able to play at loud volumes for long periods of time,
Yeah.
and I don't have any health issues or carpal
Good.
or
You also mentioned that you hold your sticks incredibly loose to the point where you have sticks all around you by the end of the night.
Yeah, I have 2 stick bags and I have 2 stick holders, and sticks do get dropped. It's just because I'm always focusing on staying super, super loose, whether I'm playing a drum or whether I'm playing a cymbal. I hit the instrument and I get right off of it. So you're
Very
able to
cool.
create that sound. I'm not sitting here hitting a cymbal and just, glancing blows.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what I do. I'm just focusing for that 1 hour backstage before I play on just loosening everything up. This is something else I like to do. You take this and then you just kind of, you do this thing, and it's hitting everything, right there.
Yep.
Oh, I need some
yeah.
moisturizer right there.
There you go.
But basically, yeah, and we do this right here. We kind of shake things out a little bit. This is always good. You take you're a waiter.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
pull that back right there. This stuff is all good. Just get everything
It's great.
going.
It's
Get
great.
everything going.
Yeah.
And then I like to do paradiddles. Paradiddles it's just a way of life, and it's basically a paradiddle is a combination of 2 single strokes and 2 double strokes. So the sticking is right, left, right, left, right, left. So you can play them all the same tempo, the same velocity. no accents. And then the other thing I like to do is I like to accent the first note and play everything else as taps. So we have. You can also do the first two notes. So. I just create little phrases.
And all you were doing in there to differentiate between those two is going right, left, left, right, left, left, right?
Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. That's all I'm doing.
Cool. That was a paradiddle the whole time. All those other...
Always, I try to play phrases. I try to play, even when I'm warming up, I'm trying to play music.
Very cool.
2-bar phrases, 4-bar phrases, 8-bar phrases.
Oh, very cool.
Another thing I do is the building blocks of a double stroke roll are drags, right? So we have, that's your machine gun roll. That is the elusive machine gun roll. It's like the silverback gorilla. You know it's there.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a lot of hard work to try to find that guy. So a lot of people can do buzz rolls. That's not a big deal. But getting a true open stroke roll requires you to have those two notes, right, right, left, left, essentially the same velocity.
Right.
So you almost want to pull out the second note. So I do this exercise called ducka ducka burr, ducka ducka burr, ducka 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 burr. And I played this on pillows, and I played it on my mom's furniture. I played it everywhere for years because I was in marching band for 8 years. Some guys do marching band, some guys do drum corps. Some people make fun of it, but I am so glad that I was freezing my butt off on the 50-yard line for 8 years in the marching band because it gave me facility, it gave me chops, and I have this I have a certain facility that's just pure muscle memory from playing with 9 other guys on a snare drum line, and we just tried to match this perfectly. And if anybody got out of the pocket, it sounded like, and we called it cheese, and you're cheesing everything up, man.
Right.
But this is going back years. So if we separate the hands, this is actually what each hand is doing. So this is what your right hand is doing. So getting those true doubles is the building blocks of your 5-stroke roll, 7-stroke roll, 9-stroke roll, and on, beyond and beyond. So that's your exercise. And try to get that double stroke roll super open, okay?
Why did you play this on pillows? You said pillows.
Pillows, there's no give on pillows, so you really have to use all fingers,
Awesome.
which is great. Another thing I do is play a grid of diddles, and so if you have a grid of 16th notes, 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana, I'll go. And I'll run through that, right? Another thing I could do is go through singles, doubles, and paradiddles.
And just before you do that, just so in case anybody missed that, you're just doing on the 1, the E,
the and the
which is cool because it alternates hands.
You can even start out with playing an accent pattern. So you go 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dude, I feel like I'm listening to a machine right now.
The idea is to have it, because people are like, what's the practical application of that? If you listen to guys like Omar Hakim, Dennis Chambers, Carter Buford, these are guys that are playing seriously clean open stroke rolls on hi-hats, and they've made it funky. So you can play a 9-stroke roll on the hi-hat, and it all comes from putting that time in on the practice pad.
That is so Carter Buford.
Yeah, practice on one surface, and you sound good on one surface, and then you can start to break it up between the limbs. Another thing I'll do is I'll play flams, like flam, 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 flam. Then I'll get into flam taps, and a flam tap is basically a flam and then another stroke on that same side of your body,
Right.
and then the other side of your body. So it's right, right, flam right, flam left, flam right. So I'll go flat to flat to flat. I'll go flat to flat to flat to flat to flat to flat to
Cool.
flat to flat to, and just stay loose.
Which is cool because it's essentially double strokes. Just
Well, this is, yeah, if you break up your hands, you got. So that sounds like a jazz.
Actually,
That sounds like a jazz ride
does.
pattern to me.
Yeah,
Jigga-ding, 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 jigga-ding.
Why don't you demonstrate that for us? Here, I'll hold this straight.
Yeah, so you're doing flam taps. Break up the hands, you go. Practical application,
Dude.
of a rudiment. Let's see.
Are there other rudiments you're also warming up with?
I'll
That's
do
already a big
maybe I'll do
warm-up,
triplets,
man.
like triplet, 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 triplet. You know, so putting
Cool.
drags in a triplet format.
Okay, and that was the same thing. You're going through each triplet.
I was going triplet, 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 and then rolling all the,
Triplet.
which is that a 6-stroke roll? 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4.
it is.
It's like a 5-stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it is. It's taking the first. Right, you're right. Yeah,
You know?
yeah, not quite.
Right?
Yes.
You can also do Swiss triplets, which are just basically 2 strokes, so right, right, left, and then you add a flam. So you go right, right, left, and then you add a flam. Flat, 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 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right?
Very cool.
So you kind of I just put on either a metronome, or the guys are kind of hanging out before the show and the iPod is on, and it's changing tempos, and I'm just kind of like riffing using rudimental, basically the building blocks of drumming,
Very
which
cool.
is all rudimental stuff. So a lot of my favorites are also the 9-stroke roll with a tap. Like a 9-stroke roll is, so the skeleton pattern is 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4, and then you start doubling those, you have. And then what I like to do is I put an accent on the first stroke, because they call it a tap 9. So
Cool. Can you slow that tap 9 down?
oh yeah, so it goes like this. Right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left.
It's hard to believe that we have lessons where you sound like you're a Latin drummer, all loose, and then you're sitting here going, ga, ga, ga.
Oh, you know,
Amazing.
there's guys that do all this a lot better than I do. But
We just got me doing that on camera, by the way. That's great. Amazing.
It's good to have this in your bag of tricks, you
Yeah.
know. And what I would recommend is, if you're really serious about rudimental drumming, get a rudimental drum teacher. Just focus on, get one guy to work on rudimental development and your hand training and your snare drum reading.
Great, yeah.
And then maybe another guy for the other stuff,
Yeah.
where you're playing different rhythms and grooves on the drum set, because there's such an art, and it's so deep. You know,
Yes.
there's the Pratt book and the Albright book and the Cerrone book and stick control and the syncopation book. So much stuff you can do to develop your hands.
Yes.
And since I have been in the marching band, this was 20 years ago, there's been new rudiments that have been developed, hybrid rudiments. A lot of my friends of mine keep up with a lot of that stuff, but they've got all funny names for these things, and they're really insane. And there's a bunch of snare drummers out there that are playing at the high school and the collegiate level, and they are ripping on one surface, but then they can't play drums. They can't sit down on a set of drums and go booch, gotch, booch, gotch, and play it in time for 4 measures.
Right.
So I think to be a well-rounded drummer, percussionist, musician, you don't have to play at that level on
Yeah.
a snare drum, but it sure is great to have that ability for your hand development.
Yes.
You know?
What I love about you, man, is you're not at all a jack of all trades. You really are the master in all these areas. Like,
Oh,
you've
man,
taken
appreciate
time to be great at them. So it's like, you know, we have some other stuff on the site where you're full-blown reading charts while playing songs. That's amazing, man. And then you're able to play Latin stuff and make it sound authentic.
Oh,
so,
thanks.
dude, that's awesome. That's the whole 10,000 hours thing, man.
10,000 hours.
Put in the time. Awesome, dude. Well, thanks so much, man. Why don't you just give us a little snare solo out?
Oh, sure, yeah.